right, is take precautions, wear body armor, right? I think the chances are pretty low that another shooting happens at the same crime scene of where the shooting happens. But I'm not taking any chances, right? And neither are the cops wearing body armor. You know, in some cases, I've seen firefighters go to shootings. They're doing CPR on a gunshot wound victim. They're not wearing body armor, right? But I think that's still kind of weird. I think EMS should wear body armor too, especially if they work in a high call volume neighborhood. So no, I do not think I'll be a victim, but it's not going to stop me from taking the best precautions that I can. Thanks for the question there, Larry. Maybe every time I do a Q&A, I'll save it as a highlight for extra content. There we go. "40 truck. Just when I thought I was done. Hey, 40 truck, how you doing? Adam, what do you look for in an interview that makes the news? What do I look for? Oh, ideally we want witnesses. If we don't get, because you know witnesses saw everything. They're not going to be there an hour from now. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But the earlier you show up, the earlier you're going to get a witness interview. If not, and this, you know, some people might say, "Hey, Adam, why are you giving away all your secrets?" Well, you know, I mean, it's pretty obvious. When I get a witness interview, I'll tell you guys, "Hey, I got a witness interview," and if I get just someone who's like, "Hey, you live around here. How do you feel about this or that happening?" And they say, "Oh, it's terrible. This happens in the neighborhood all the time." Obviously, that's not a non-witness interview. The technical term for that is called an MOS interview, not to be confused with a member of service. Right? A member of service could be a cop, firefighter, EMT, etc. MOS actually means man on the street. You ever see Judge Piero or whatever? She does MOS interviews on her show. I think she goes around walking around Union Square or something. I think you ever see like Kate's Unsafe Space. I think she's on Facebook. Those are MOS interviews. So yes, ideally I go for witness, but then I'll take the MOS as well. You know, I hear some people say, you know, I don't do BS interviews. It's not about whether it's a BS. You know, maybe some people consider a BS interview a non-witness interview. I take anything and I'll talk to anybody because you never know what they'll say. You never know if they're going to be the next social media sensation, because we are in the business of viral videos as well. And an MOS interview will make the news if that's all they got. Perfect example, mob shooting in Staten Island. I saw a jogger, he just jogged by. This isn't the time for jogging jokes. I really hate some of these chronic comments, you know. "Oh, just another jogger." I'm not here to talk about that. But he was literally a jogger. And I said, "Hey, you know, you want to be on camera? Just say how you feel about this shooting happening, you know, how often you see shootings around you, whatever." And then I took him to the area where there were like 10 news cameras. And then I started interviewing him. I didn't even say like, "Hey guys, let's all interview this guy." I just started it, and pretty much everybody will see it. And then they will swarm that individual like they did. And guess who started that interview? This guy right here, right? And it turned out the next morning that he was the only one that all of us spoke to, including newspaper reporters, the entire night. Nobody else. Now, what they may have spoken to some other folks in the morning, but nobody else spoke that night. Okay, so MOS interviews, kind of important depending on who's available.